that we have defined. It is a device uh, which is introduced in the protective system. It may having automatic protection. It sends the fault and gives command to the relaying system to operate, and relaying system further gives command to circuit breaker circuit to operate. Then relay time, that time required for relaying operation, that is the relay time, and relay time it is directly associated with the isolation of fault, so relay time must be minimum as far as possible. Another term is that pickup value. So pickup value, that value what we can say at which actually the relay starts operation. It may be voltage, current, power factor, whatever. So it is expected that sensitivity of relay will be more with less pickup value when relay starts its operation. Then reset value, when relay operates, it gives command to the circuit breaker operates, system get isolated, then relay has to come to its original position, that is reset, because if there is any another fault that must be sensed by the relay. So reset value is also very important, that must be less than that of pickup value, and relay get reset immediately. So dropout and pickup ratio, that means relay. There is a ratio that drop off value to pickup value, and it is very important as far as the reset of relay is self-resetting characteristics of relay is concerned, especially in the electromagnetic relay. So this ratio is called as folding ratio, and normally the pickup value is always more than that of drop off value. Then you must have plug setting, time setting in relays for changing. Same relay can be used for 0 to 5 ampere. By changing the plugs, you can use it for 10 ampere. By changing the plug, you can use it for 15 ampere. By changing the plug, you can. So you must have plug setting for the particular relay, so that you can use same relay for higher range of operations. Okay. Then as far as the protective relays are concerned, we have different types of protective relays are there. We can classify the protective relays on the basis of construction and operation, one of the way. Number two, we can classify the protective relays on the basis of their applications. Number three, we can classify the protective relays on the basis of their operation, time required for the operation, fast, medium, slow, instantaneous, whatever. Then we can have the digital or microprocessor based relays. So we can classify the relays according to the construction or operation, according to the application, according to the time required for operation, according to the digital relays or microprocessor based relays. So as far as construction and operation is concerned, the relays are classified as electromagnetic type relays. Then electromagnetic type relays, you may have attraction type relays, that in which you are having plunger relays, you may have hinge support relays, you may have balanced beam relays, you may have polarized relays. In moving iron type, you may have rotating vane type relays, permanent magnet moving coil relays. Uh, so coil rotating vane type, electromagnetic induction type relay, in which induction disc relays, plunger relays, watt hour meter relays, induction cup relays. So these are the different types of relays. Thermal, then we are having another category that we call it as a thermal relay. So thermocouple based relays, bimetallic relays, static relays, gas actuated relays like glucose relay, pressure release valve relays, rectifier based relays, digital relays. So we are having different types of relays, and their classes total 7 to 8 classes are there. Then on the basis of application, you can classify the relay. They are having types: under voltage, over current, under power, under frequency, over voltage, over current, reverse power, distance, direction, and differential relays. These are the relays that we can classify based on the application. Based on the application, this you have to use relay for under voltage operation, then under voltage relay. You have to use relays to detect the reverse power, so directional power relay. Then according to the operation, time of operation, fast operation, instantaneous relay, definite time required, that is definite time lag relay, inverse time current characteristics, that is inverse time relay, inverse definite minimum time IDMT relays. So these relays are there. Then microprocessor based relays, digital relays, based on the microprocessor, based overcurrent, based on the microprocessor based static relays, digital relays. So you can have classification under microprocessor based relays. Okay. So classification we have seen. Any doubt? You can ask if you have any doubt. Then first we have electromagnetic attraction type relays, in which you are having figure A, figure B, figure C. You can see figure A, that is the you are having the electromagnetic attraction type relay, plunger type relay. Then you are having the attracted arm relay in figure B. You are having the polarized relay in figure C. So you can see here, this is the coil provided, this is the plunger, this is voltage or current which is actuating quantity given to the coil. This is, you have provided the trip circuit contacts of the relaying circuit. This is spring which is providing force against the trip circuit contact, so it is normally open. Whenever current or voltage which is actuating quantity to the relay exceeds more than the set value, then the force applied will be more than that of the spring. So this plunger get attracted downward, so that this contact get closed and command is given to the trip circuit to the operator. Operation of the circuit breaker. So this is attracted armature relay. So this force that in which you are having directly, the force is I square, k I square, k is constant, so k1 I square minus k2. So k1 I square minus k2, that is I is current flowing through this coil. Based on this, the force which is directly proportional to current, square. K1 and K2 are constant. K1 is constant for particularly the force, and K2 is a restraining force constant, that is for the spring provided, right? So net force initially, the force of attraction is equal to force of restraining. So relay is in open condition, open position, NO position. Whenever current exceeds this force, operating force is more than the restoring force, and relay start operate to bridge the trip circuit contact. So in this particular, here you are having another attracted arm type relay. This is armature. Normally it is in upper position. This is normally open trip circuit contact. Whenever current flowing through this attracted armature coil increases, the force which is more than the restraining force of spring, this will get attracted downward. It will bridge the contact of trip circuit to operate the trip circuit. In polarized relay, you are having, this is attracted arm, this is spring provided, this is iron. So you are having this trip circuit contact normally open. Whenever current through this coil or voltage applied is more than the rated or reference value, it will develop polarization, N-S pole. You know that electromagnetic attraction, electromagnetic get developed over here, and this will attract the arm to bridge the contact, and trip circuit of circuit breaker will get close to operate the trip circuit operation. Okay. So all these attracted armature relays, in which you are having these relays are suitable for AC/DC both. These particular relays are very light, having small lead, small plunger. You can have fast operation by less inertia. Then these relays are having advantage of instantaneous operation. As current, actuating quantity current or voltage increases, time operation decreases. You can have the current time characteristics very inverse for this relaying operation. The reset to pickup ratio, that is 90 to 95% for these relays. For DC relays 90 to 95%, for AC relays 80 to 60 to 90%. These relays are very compact in size normally, and these are robust in construction, very reliable, not complicated, simplest, and cost wise also these relays are cheaper. These relays only having disadvantage, they don't have any directional properties. These relays are used, as far as the application are concerned, overcurrent protection, differential protection, over voltage protection, then definite minimum time lag protection, auxiliary protections and all. So these are the attracted armature relays, their construction, their working principles, their operation, their different types, their advantages and their applications. Okay.